What if the end of the world was never meant to be stopped, only delayed? Ancient texts are clear on one disturbing truth. Even the gods were not absolute. They ruled within limits, bound by laws much older than themselves. This is why almost every ancient civilization speaks of an inevitable ending, not as a source of fear, but as a certainty. The Sumerians called it the cycle of kingship. The Norse called it Ragnarok. The Hindus, the Yuga collapse. The Bible called it judgment. Different names, but they all pointed to the same conclusion. The gods could intervene, they could guide and influence, but they could not rewrite the final outcome. Why? Because the end wasn't a punishment, it was a correction. In the earliest myths, gods aren't the creators of reality itself. They are administrators within it. They shape worlds, they guide civilizations, and they enforce balance, but they don't own existence. Above them, there was something older, a fundamental law, a cosmic pattern, a cycle that even divine beings could not escape. This is why the gods constantly warned humanity, not to save it from the end, but to slow its rival. The First Age, a golden era in many myths, ended when humans began to cross forbidden boundaries: genetic, energetic, and spiritual. Knowledge started to spread faster than our ability to control it. Our own creations began to imitate their creators. The gods reacted with floods, with fire, with the confusion of languages, and with the division of peoples, not because they were cruel or wanted destruction, but because they were running out of time. The Great Flood didn't erase corruption, it only postponed it. The Tower of Babel wasn't destroyed to punish pride. It was dismantled to prevent unity, because a unified humanity remembers far too quickly, and that memory accelerates the end. There was one thing the ancient gods feared more than our rebellion. It was our awakening. Once humanity begins to truly understand the underlying structure of reality, the cycle tightens, events accelerate, time itself begins to feel unstable, more fluid. Does that sound familiar? This is why gods seem to retreat in later ages. It's why miracles fade from the world, why the oracles fall silent, and why divine beings become distant myths and legends. They are no longer allowed to intervene openly. Their role becomes passive. They become observers, because every direct intervention, every miracle actually shortens the time we have left. The gods knew this, and that is the true purpose of prophecies. They were not given to predict the future. They were given to prepare us for inevitability. Even the gods themselves could not escape this final collapse. Some texts even suggest they would not survive it either, that they too would be unmade, reabsorbed, or replaced when the entire cycle finally resets. This explains why certain gods rebelled. It's why figures like Enki in Sumerian myth, Prometheus in Greek legend, Thoth in Egypt, and even Loki in Norse tales defied the divine order. They weren't necessarily villains. They were trying to buy us more time. They taught forbidden knowledge and shared sacred fire, hoping to delay the end just long enough for humanity to evolve past the cycle itself. But the law of the cosmos does not bend forever. The end doesn't arrive suddenly in a flash of light. It unfolds slowly, all around us. Systems begin to fail. The truth fragments into a million different versions. Time feels compressed, like everything is happening at once. Reality itself feels unstable and strange. These are not just signs of a coming collapse. They are signs of a transition. The gods delayed the end because they held a belief, a hope, that humanity might one day be able to transcend the cycle. But a delay is not a prevention. The clock never stopped ticking. It only slowed down for a while, and now it is speeding up again. Thanks for watching.